Hey guys, just wanted to come on here and give you guys the plays for today. So we have two games today on Saturday, January 6th. We have the Houston Texans versus the Colts tonight, and then we have the Steelers-Ravens game this afternoon. Should be good games. A lot of people will be watching, and then this Colts-Texans game should be, I think it's for a playoff spot or something. I know something matters, so should be a good game to watch, and the team should be fighting for something here. So what we do here is we do correlated plays on Prizepicks and on Underdog Fantasy. So what that means is that when one player does something, it's more likely for another player on that same team to do something. And then we want to just like combine as many of those plays together as possible to make the whole play in general more likely to hit, especially for like 5 out of 5s and 6 out of 6s, because that's where you get a lot of big wins for Prizepicks and Underdogs. So it kind of is like you could lose a lot, like you can lose 25 in a row, and if you just hit one of these 6 out of 6s, then you'll be breaking even, or I think even up a little bit in money. So this is the first play today, and I'll kind of explain how this is correlated, and then the rest of the slips will be easier to explain just because we can kind of go off this one. But so we got CJ Stroud and we got Minshew over in passing yards. And then like for Gardner Minshew, we have Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman. And then for CJ Stroud, we have Dalton Schultz and Nico Collins. And you can see I have their kind of receiving threats going over in receiving yards, and Nico Collins is over in receptions. But how this is correlated is you have, the two quarterbacks going over pass yards, and the more that they're passing, the more that they're, have passing downs, have passing attempts, it's more likely that they're, top receiving threats, Pierce, Pittman, and then for Houston, Schultz and Collins are going to get opportunities to catch the ball, get receptions, get receiving yards. And, if the game turns into a shootout, or it turns into, maybe a couple late drives down the field, or maybe even goes into overtime, then we'll have a good shot at hitting this, come tonight. So good, here's the first play of the day, and then the rest of the plays are going to be correlated just like this. And I'll kind of explain how that works too. Here's another play for tonight. So same sort of concept here. We got Stroud, we got Minshew, and then just changing it up a little bit. So we're bringing in Josh Downs over receiving targets, Pittman over receiving targets, Pierce going over yards, and then Dalton Schultz going over receiving yards too. So just a little bit of a switch up here, just getting a little bit more, exposure to different players, different sorts of picks, right? Like we took the Pittman yards, now we're going to pick the Pittman targets. He should get a lot of targets and yards tonight. Here's the second play. I would probably put like half a unit on both of these plays just because they have an equal opportunity of hitting, and you could potentially hit both of them if the game turns out the way that we hope it is. Just quickly, in the pinned comment, if you click the link for Prizepicks, it'll automatically fill in code RFF, and then you'll be able to, if you put in $100, it'll give you $100. So you can start out with $200 into your account. So it's a free $100 that they're giving you, and you're able to, what I would do is I would just put like $5 on each of these plays. Just have your unit like $5, start small. Again, like I said, 6 out of 6s aren't the easiest thing to hit in the world, as you can imagine. So, but like I said, if we do hit one of them, then we'll be up very big. So definitely start out small, and then you can kind of build your account from there. But yeah, use that code down below. And then here is another Prizepicks play, and then we'll get into Underdog Fantasy. But yeah, this is the Steelers versus Baltimore game. Same concept here. We have Mason Rudolph, we have Tyler Huntley going over in passing yards. And then I'll jump down here to the Pittsburgh receivers. So we have Pickens and Deontay Johnson going over in receiving yards. So we can see how this is correlated here. Rudolph going over pass yards. These are the top two receivers on the Steelers, Pickens and Deontay Johnson. So them going over receiving yards, just like the last play. Something a little bit different here is we have the two running backs for Pittsburgh going under in rushing yards. So Najee and Jaylen Warren going under in rush yards. That's also correlated just because if let's just say if Pittsburgh gets down early, which Baltimore's a great team, so kind of expecting to, but they get down early, they're going to have a lot more passing downs. They're going to have to throw a lot. They're not going to have that opportunity to just like run the ball, run the clock out. So that's how that's correlated too. We want Baltimore to maybe get up early, or it does maybe become a shootout where it's a lot of passing. And these running backs just wouldn't be super productive this game. But this is the last play for Prizepicks. Use that code, and then now we'll go on to Underdog Fantasy. So first play on Underdog Fantasy is also on that Baltimore Pittsburgh game, and it is kind of the same concept as I just explained. We have Mason Rudolph, we have Huntley going over passing touchdowns. 0.5 passing touchdowns is a really low line. So whenever a quarterback has that, I like to always take that. And then we got Mason Rudolph over passing attempts. Again, if they get down early, they're going to have to pass a lot. And then we got Warren and Najee Harris going under rushing yards, just like last play. And then Chris Boswell going under field goal made. So same thing, correlated. Don't want a lot of rushing. We'd want, these quarterbacks to do decent. They don't have very high lines just because Underdog doesn't favor them as very great quarterbacks that they're going to have to, put high lines for. So definitely like 1 passing touchdown, 27.5 passing attempts for Rudolph. Like these are easy-ish targets to hit for a normal quarterback. So we're just kind of hoping these guys have like a normal game. And then second pick for Underdog is going to be for Houston Colts. So going back to that one, and we have I like to always start at the quarterbacks. So sorry, they're kind of out of match, but we have C.J. Stroud, we have Minshew going over passing yards, and then C.J. Stroud going over 1.5 passing touchdowns. So same thing, a lot of passing. It's going to give C.J. Stroud opportunities for passing touchdowns. And then we have Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz going over receiving yards, and then we have Devin Singletary going over rushing receiving yards. So, Singletary, because it's rush and receiving yards, maybe he'll catch a couple screens, something like that. You see that a lot of times, a running back catching a screen, running for 40 yards, and that would count for him for this play. So this is the second to last Underdog play. And then same thing with Underdog. We're going to put a link in the comments. And same thing, use code RFF and you'll get a free $100 with them. So you could potentially get a free $200 if you spend $200 with Prizepicks and Underdog. Just put in $100 on each of these, and you'll get a free $100 on each of these apps, and you can start putting like $5 on each of these plays, right? And how it works is like, if you do this, I kind of think of it as like investing in yourself, because you can see that our correlation performance, which I actually use a tool for, but our correlation performance since the middle of August, we are up 773 units. So just since the middle of August last year, now it's 2024, but just since the middle of August, we're up 773 units. So you could just, input $200, get a free $200, so you're instantly doubling your money, and then take these plays, and over the long term, you can see that we're up. Thanks for watching till the end. This is the last play for today. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be making a video tomorrow for Sunday action in the NFL, and then we also have that big Monday national championship game. But yeah, here's the last play for today. We have Stroud, we have Minshew going over, we have Pittman, we have Collins going over in receiving yards. So you can see, again, easy, correlated. And then we have Jonathan Taylor, the Colts running back, going under rushing yards. So you can see, same thing, a lot of throwing, not a lot of running. So yeah, this is the last play for today. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and follow for more, and hopefully some of these plays hit. So have a good day, everyone.